Alright, you want comics here, trying again with a higher frame rate. So let's see how this goes. Thanks to the Game Grumps for providing, for having doing this Let's Play. I'm very glad this is a part they could not skip past. I heard they skipped past a lot of the game, and they admitted it. But it's the issue here. They, as customers, as people who own, who can exploit glitches and things, can exploit the game, because they found loopholes and stuff. Uh, they are totally allowed to figure out ways to skip past parts. That's fine with me. I have no problem with that. What I do have a problem with is when the game creators, well, not the game creators, or people who are in charge of the game creators cut corners and skip things. Right, which is a classic case you have right here with Sonic Boom Rise Lyric. There were people who I will not mention, companies I will not mention, that wanted, they had a deal going, 3 exclusive Sonic games. Alright, and 2 of the exclusive Sonic games, I believe, were maybe not everybody's favorite, but at least they were playable and interesting. This one, in my opinion, was a cheap corporate cash-in. To try to get their final game done, so they can go on and do other stuff. There were some great ideas in this game. The way Tails, Knuckles, and Amy play is much better than I've seen in years. All right, it's Sonic 2006, which I believe was the last time they were playable on a console. Tails' flying was horrible. Tails' one attack was his dummy ring bombs. They were very inaccurate. They were, you had to throw a bunch of them. They could cause all kinds of slowdown in the game. His flying was not as controllable as you're seeing here, or as you're seeing in this video clip. He was just not very good. People did not dreaded playing as Tails in Sonic 2006. Knuckles, people dreaded playing as Knuckles. In that game, Knuckles' attacks would have him jumping over enemies and smashing down behind them. He would stick to walls and other things he climbed on. His gliding was not as good as it used to be in the previous games and stuff like that. Here the gliding there's no real gliding. The only closest thing is that stupid jump glitch. I'm glad it's gone. People of course are like, I'm not buying the game now because of the jump glitch. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll buy it. I'll buy it. Lost the customer, but gained one back. Okay, fine with me. But anyway, here's the deal. Knuckles in this game, his attacks are so much better, so much more accurate. He definitely can do more stuff. Really could. I don't like that he's portrayed as a total idiot in this game. In Sonic 2006, at least, he was portrayed as, he was not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he at least could recognize 2 black hedgehogs. The difference between 2 black hedgehogs. He said that Mephiles looked just like Shadow. So I was like, yeah, you can tell the difference. So obviously you can tell the difference. The difference between his right hand and his left. I hate that. I hate when I saw that. I was just like, what? Wait, what happened? That was just not cool. That was not cool. But yeah, the way he controls, the way he moves and works in the game, in this game, is way better than it has been in years. As far as I can tell, in my opinion. But I believe it is. I would like to see more stuff, or more more controls like this in the next outing. Amy, I think. Amy. So like watching Knuckles, he's like, they were spinning all, Amy, she, in Sonic 2006, she had one hammer attack. You had to looked like she was tripping over her own feet to use the hammer. It looked like she was trying to do some stuff. It was like a one hammer attack. You had to be really close to enemies to actually hit enemies with it, and she ran slow. Her double jump was not very good, because the first one would have good reach, but the second one would just send her straight up into the air. She could turn invisible. It was not helpful at all. I'm sorry. Charging of her hammer is much better attack for her to have. This one, She has a hammer combo. She can swing on pipes with her hammer. She can swing on pipes with the thing. She can, charge up the hammer. She can do all kinds of different things way better than she could. Oh, and her jumps are much better too. So I want to see more stuff like this with Amy. Stuff like that with Amy. In games like this, the ideas of how these characters control and work are so much better than it's on 2006. I would like to see more stuff like that. I would like to see Silver and Rouge and Blaze and Shadow. Shadow who makes sense and doesn't act like an idiot, like he did in this game. I would like to see ideas with them. The problem is we're gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to find some. We're gonna have to wait until someone else does it apparently, because I don't know if they're gonna be allowed to do a Sonic game anymore. Yeah, the bigger ones gonna be allowed to do a Sonic game anymore. But still, this is awesome to see. These characters can be playable and can actually work right. Pilot error is a different story, but that's pilot error. So, but still, there's just so many good ideas in this game. Of course. That being said, of course, there's so many bad ideas in this game with the production of this game. Why was it rushed? Why was it put on a system that could not handle it? Why did they let this happen? This is a terrible thing. And like Angry Joe, if I see a series I like being treated badly like this, I'm not angry at the series. I'll say, oh my gosh, the series. How dare the series do? No. I'm angry at the people who made it, because I know what's going on here. This was some crazy stuff. This was a cheap corporate cash-in. Try to get out of it. They can finish their contracts. They can move on to other things. But I'm like, man, come on. If you made a Sonic, if you made Sonic in a game that was like Sonic Lost World, that looked like Sonic Lost World, you just reuse those resources, we'd still be like, yeah, this is trying to save cash, but still, it would have at least looked better and been more playable than this, So I'm not happy about it. There's no script here. This is just me ranting about this because I'm watching Clement, the great Clement, do a Let's Play of this game. I've watched some episodes of Game Grumps doing this game. I like those, the Game Grumps ones and the Kobe ones and all the other ones for what they are, but I definitely want looking forward to seeing what Clement says, because he's going through all the Sonic games he can get his hands on. He's played Sonic 2006 recently, so we can compare, that game, the playability of that game with this one, and he is saying that this game is not as bad as Sonic 2006. I can, definitely see that, and I already knew that, but he's not saying it's the best game ever either. Neither am I. Because especially after discovering all this stuff, there's just so many problems, so many issues with this game. It's just ridiculous. And the issue, we got to remember the difference between hardware issues and software issues. A hardware issue, software issue. If your guy jumps from one platform to another and just goes through it, that's a software issue. But a hardware issue is if the game, so the frame rate goes down, during a section, like the speed sections, frame rate goes down because the processing power of the system is not enough to move things forward. They have to slow things down, to move it forward. Or you go from one area to another in a game, and you hear the music start stuttering. You see that the textures and things haven't loaded in yet, and then it takes a little while, but they finally start loading. That's a hardware problem. Maybe it's a software issue. There's definitely software involved in that problem, but it's definitely a hardware cannot handle the software. That's what that means. Okay, that's the PC builds. You watch some PC build videos. You watch some things where it's like, oh, this PC can't handle this, stuff like that. You see all the how crappy the frame rate is. You see how choppy everything gets, and then including the music, how it takes time for stuff to load in because it has to process too much. It's too much for it to process. That's what's happening. That's what this stuff is here. But look at that. See, Sonic had abilities. There's stuff in the levels where Sonic can actually, is only Sonic can use. People tailor-made stuff for Sonic to use in this level. It's just like, in other games, it's like, this is just a ramp. There's this thing. Oh no, there's these things here that only someone who can spin dash can use. That's Sonic. Come on. There were some great ideas in this game. That's the issue. That's what I wanted to talk about. There's great ideas in the game. There were horrible ideas with this creation. I'm glad everybody involved has moved on to better things, and they're making better things. But and unfortunately, this game, sadly, and probably perhaps the company that made it, had to suffer for it. It's just not fun. I don't like seeing that, but sometimes that happens when someone shows that they don't care. They just want to go through something, slap something together, and just move on to the next thing. It's not cool at all. I don't like it. But what I do like is knowing that there is good. That there's good stuff out there, and that there are people who will lovingly craft something, and stuff like that. And there are people out there that will lovingly craft things, so it will be the opposite of what this game was. Though I still, of course, do like that part. That's well. Dr. Eggman, yeah, being awesome. Yeah, that was one of the best things about the game. So I'll see you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube, Video Art. Got all kinds of stuff I gotta do. Making a video where music video. Yeah, I might just I'll figure this out. But I'm making a music video of this ending. That is going to be not able ever on YouTube because I don't want to copyright claimed. But that's how it goes. But I'll show it to my family and friends, and it'll be great. I got other stuff I gotta do now. So see you guys next time.